Hey, welcome to Oddsview, and for the next few minutes, I'm going to help you get set up with the EV betting tool. So we'll go up to the top right-hand side and select which state we're from. This will configure a bunch of stuff across the site for you, so it's a very, very important step. You can see here that it automatically selects the available sports books in New York, but you can also make manual changes, like adding Fliff or Bet Online, which I would recommend. Next, I want to navigate over to the EV tool itself, which is right over here. And on the right hand side, you can actually toggle between our live EV and our pre-match EV betting tool as well. Now for the next step, you want to input two things, your bankroll and your Kelly criterion. Your bankroll is essentially how much capital you have deployed across all your sports books. So if you have 5 books and you have 1,000 on each book, that's 5,000. The next thing is your Kelly criterion. So if you're a beginner, just set this to 0.25. If you're a little bit more advanced or you want to play around with it yourself, you can go all the way up to 0.75 even. Basically, those two variables determine how much you want to place on each bet depending on the EV and their probability of happening. So you can see right here for this 2.7% bet, the recommended bet size would be $15. But if you had a Kelly criterion of 0.5, you'd actually get that up to $31. Next, I want to go over our actual filters. So we have a bunch of leagues that you can turn on and off here. I'd recommend just leaving all of the leagues on. You can also configure specific markets that you want to see. I would recommend leaving all of these on, but a quick disclaimer, the more niche of a market that you bet on, the more likely you are to get limited. So betting on something like baseball, stolen bases, for example, is going to look a little bit more suspicious to a sportsbook. Next, for the minimum percentage, I'd recommend setting a minimum of 0.5%. Anything below that is really not significant. And you'll also want to select a odds range. So if you're a beginner, I would highly recommend starting out with minus 800 as the lower bound and plus 400 as the upper bound. And then we just want to leave alternate lines on. And so now you've set all your bet sizes and your filters, and the only thing left is to actually go ahead and one, validate the bets, and two, place the bets. So in order to validate a bet, you'd really click a bet, and what we'll do here is we'll pull up the odds chart. This is a really easy way to see which way the odds are moving, as well as identify some kind of outlier. So for this Fanatics 210 line, you can actually see that it's pretty far from all of these other lines, especially this Pinnacle line, which is at 163. And we'll also pull it up on the odds screen as well on the bottom left-hand side. So if I want to look at the minus 1.5, for example, I can come over here and view it directly as well. And so then the only thing remaining is to actually go ahead and place these bets, and we've made that as easy as possible for you guys. So we have 3 different types of links. We have a bet link, a game link, and a book link. So if you have a bet link available here for, let's say, FanDuel, if you go to FanDuel, this will actually place this bet directly into your bet slip, and then you can go ahead and just place the wager size. If you have a game link, that means that sportsbook doesn't allow us to put it in the bet slip for you. So if you go over to this game, you'll actually have to go and navigate through it. The more you do it, the easier it'll get. So maybe your first time takes a minute, but as you get used to it, it takes like 10 or 20 seconds to figure out where a bet exactly is. And so if the bet actually says book, that means it's a mobile app only, so you have to go on your phone to place the bet. And so that's the entire getting started EV guide from Oddsview. If you guys have any questions, just hit us up on our Discord, or you can reach out at support@oddsview.com. We're there all day. Thanks.